Sorry about the noise. My cousin's visiting with her baby, and it's a little loud in the house. He finally went to sleep. I mean, I don't mind too much. Babies are neat, but my sister is driving me crazy today. She's copying everything I say, like this. Stop copying me. Stop copying me. I mean it. I mean it. The only defense is to say stuff she can't copy. Large Hadron Collider. Large Hadron Provider. Aya! Oops, I woke up the baby. I can guess what happens next.
Harrison, I told you not to wake up the baby.
Sorry, Mom. So I've been thinking a lot about babies and families lately, and apparently so have you, because you've sent me a lot of questions. Here's a question from Kalia.
Why do we have families?
The short answer is to drive us crazy. But seriously, sometimes it's hard putting up with crying babies, copycat sisters, and stressed out parents. But there must be a good reason why we have families. I'll find out the answer and your other questions about babies and families by the end of the show. Here's a question from Alana.
Why are brothers annoying?
Is that your little brother that copies you all the time? That is annoying. But I checked and found out there's a reason that our little brothers and sisters copy us. Have you ever heard the expression, monkey see, monkey do? Well, monkeys learn by imitating others. Us humans can't help wanting to copy. It's in our nature. It's how your parents learn to do stuff, and your grandparents, and your great-grandparents. We're naturally copycats. I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I?
But what am I?
I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I? I found out that copying is a good way to learn to do something. Like tracing a picture helps you learn how to draw. We always want to copy, but that's why TV shows always say, don't try this at home. But to indulge your urge, here's today's... Uh-oh, do try this at home. How good are you at monkey see, monkey do? If I play a drum rhythm, do you think you can copy it just by watching? Here. Did you get that? I'll break it down for you. And that's how I learned how to drum, by learning each thing slowly. Here's another thing I'm trying to learn. Breakdancing is really hard because you have to move super fast. But if I slow it down for you, does that make it easier? Not for me, not yet, but I'll keep practicing. Drumming and breakdancing may look like they're just fun, but they actually help our reflexes, balance, and even sharpen our mental skills too. And when baby animals look like they're playing, they're actually learning too. These cubs are practicing skills they'll need later on to hunt. But enough fun and games. Let's take another question.
Why do turtles not care about their babies?
Turtles never know their parents. Mom turtles just lay their eggs and leave. When the baby turtles hatch, they're on their own. They don't need parents around because they already know what to do. Other cold-blooded animals like frogs and lizards do the same thing. They lay eggs and leave. Animals that don't take care of their babies have to lay lots of eggs because their babies get eaten by predators. Don't listen to this. Only 1 in 1,000 turtles that are hatched survive. 1 in 1,000? If I were a turtle, this is how many Harrisons it would take for one of us to become a grown-up. I'm not sure how my mom would feel about having 1,000 of me. She already says I'm a handful. But scientists once thought that human parents should be more like turtles.
Yar, har, har, ho.
I, John Watson, will prove that babies do better without parents who pay attention to them. Being loved makes babies weak. I want to raise strong, unloved babies in baby farms. 100 years ago, this scientist named John Watson decided that attention for babies was bad. He thought that they shouldn't be picked up, cuddled, or talked to. He was wrong. Today we know that a baby's brain is busy making all kinds of nerve connections. If grown-ups don't talk to a baby, its brain can have trouble learning language. Ignoring a baby can even stunt its brain growth. Fortunately, human nature makes us want to cuddle babies and say silly things to them.
Oh, got your good baby.
I don't actually like babies. I'm just testing their hearing. Yeah, that's it. Here's a question from Brianna.
Why do babies poop a lot in their diapers?
Humans don't like being around poop, obviously. Uh-oh. But babies don't have a lot of control over their bodies at first. When we're born, we can't even hold our head up, much less remember to flush. So until babies are more developed, they make lots of smelly diapers. It's weird. Mr. Whiskers isn't as smart as a human, but he learned how to use a litter box right away. Cats are born wanting to bury their poop. It's their natural way of avoiding predators. Even if there are no predators in your home, your cat doesn't want to take any chances. But what about other animals? I'm here with Lisa at the zoo to learn about poo.
We're here at the gorilla enclosure today, and you can see the gorillas kind of go wherever they please. It's a really, really big job for the zookeepers to clean up every day.
Oh, I wouldn't want to clean that up. I guess I shouldn't really complain about cleaning up my cat's litter box.
No, not really. You know, with cats, they instinctively will go to a litter box and bury their poo because they're trying to hide their scent.
Right.
And with animals like dogs, they don't want to go where their den is, so you can train them to poop outside.
Oh.
But in the zoo, it's really more difficult because the gorillas, they'll just go where they want to go.
So how much poo is created here at the zoo every day?
About 15 good-sized garbage can fulls.
15 garbage cans? That's a lot of poo. Where's the toilet paper? Now here's a question about animal babies from Janik.
Why do animal babies grow faster than human babies?
Oh, right. I heard that animals mature in 1 to 2 years. If we did that, we'd be grown-ups before we started preschool.
It's true. With the elephants that you see behind us, they seem quite helpless when they're born, but they're actually able to walk and keep up with the herd when they're only a day old.
Wow, but human babies seem pretty helpless compared to that.
It's true. Human babies are helpless, but other animals mature at different rates too. For example, kittens and some birds are actually born with their eyelids fused together still. Some baby animals like these tigers are born very small, but they'll grow very big. Some animals, like joeys, are actually about the size of my thumb when they're born, and they're not fully mature until they're 7 to 10 months.
What's a joey?
Oh, that's a kangaroo.
Oh.
They have to stay in the pouch until they're fully mature.
That's so small. So why do animals grow up at different speeds?
Basically, the more complex an animal is, the longer it needs to develop. So an animal like a fish is ready to go almost right away. Other animals take more time.
Right, well, thanks for helping me find stuff out.
No problem.
Now Thomas has a question about babies.
Why are babies so delicate?
To help find out, please welcome my special guest, pediatric nurse, Stacy Baker. Welcome to my show. So how's my cousin's baby doing?
He's perfect, just like you.
How did you calm him down?
Some babies just love to be rocked and held. Do you want to hold him?
I don't know. I don't actually know if I should.
It's okay. Babies are not as fragile as we think they are. It's just that babies are born with really big, heavy heads, and the muscles that have to hold it up in their neck aren't very strong. So when you hold a baby, you just have to make sure that you support their neck. You want to try?
Sure.
Like this.
Support their neck.
Yeah, just make sure you hold his neck like that. There you go.
Am I doing it right?
You're doing a great job.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. What's wrong? What do you want? It's okay. It's okay. Look.
I guess I just don't have that special baby touch. So Thomas was wondering why babies are so delicate.
Well, babies are in their mummy's belly for about 9 months, right? And then they have to come out because they just get too big. But they're not fully developed yet. It takes months before a baby's able to sit up, maybe 4, 5, 6 months before the baby's able to crawl, and then up to a year before the baby's able to walk.
So how come humans are so helpless for so long?
Our brains are really complex.
Right.
At 9 months, they're definitely not fully developed. Actually, they're not fully developed until they're about 21 years old.
In the meantime, babies are still pretty cute. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're so cute, yeah. Yes, you are. I mean, a lot of other people think so, too.
Why are babies so cute?
Street smarts.
So what makes babies so cute?
They talk funny.
They're just so small and yeah, they're just cute. They're naturally cute.
Yeah. I like it when they sleep because their lips are like moving and then it goes
I can hold them and their feet are as big as my thumb and they're soft. They're soft.
They're soft.
And they all love me. I just love their legs. They're just so squeezable. I like newborns because they have no teeth.
I just love their adorable laugh. It always makes me laugh.
Hey, I think it's time that we pretend like we're babies. See, I told you I wasn't the only one that likes cute babies.
Sorry, I had to give the baby back to your cousin. I think he was hungry.
Must be lucky to be that cute. I can never get away with making that much noise.
I actually think that we're programmed to think that babies are cute.
What do you mean by programmed?
It's kind of like human animal instinct. It's built in.
You mean we just know we have to take care of babies? That's how humans survive?
Yeah, babies need a lot of care in the beginning. We really need to take care of them, and we need to want to take care of them.
Right. I found out that a lot of animals that we think are cute have the same characteristics as human babies.
Oh, they're so cute, you have big arms and a big head and you smile. Oh, you're so cute. Oh.
Even some cartoon characters have some of the same characteristics. For instance, if I were a cartoon character and you wanted to make me look really cute, you'd make my head bigger. And you'd make my eyes really large. And you'd make my arms short. And you'd probably give me a squeaky little voice, too.
Aren't I a cutie pie?
I wonder if that's why my sister talks baby talk every time she wants mom to buy her something. Oh, please, can I have it? And it works a surprising amount of the time. Maybe my parents are programmed to think it's cute. Anyway, next time your parents tell you to stop watching cartoons, tell them you can't help it and that you're programmed to like cute, big-eyed cartoon characters. Again?
Why do babies cry so much?
Yeah, so you're a pediatric nurse. Why do babies have to cry all the time?
Because that's the only way they have to communicate.
Well, they don't have much to say.
On the contrary, they actually have tons to say. Babies don't have their words until they're about 1. So crying is their way of communicating how hungry they are, if they're thirsty, if they're not feeling well, if they have a tummy ache. We want them to communicate.
So if I have a baby someday and he doesn't start talking till he's 1 year old, and then he has to cry every time he wants something, so how much crying will I have to listen to?
A lot.
Let's see. My cousin's baby drinks milk every 3 hours, plus burping after every meal. That equals 8 burps a day, plus rocking to sleep, plus 4 naps a day, plus a bedtime at 8 p.m., times 365 days, plus if he's too cold in the winter and too hot in the summer, my head's getting hot too. Ah! You're gonna make my head explode. How may I serve you, oh crying one? Would you like a blankie? Would you like a bottle? Would you like Harrison's favorite teddy bear, Mr. Snugglesworth, to drool all over?
Harrison. Harrison. Harrison.
Oh, sorry. I didn't get much sleep last night with the baby crying. You said crying is communication, but doesn't sound like much.
Yeah, actually, it is communication. Some parents actually believe that they know what the baby needs by the way that the baby cries.
So do all babies have the same cries, or do they have different cries? Like, do they have their own?
Babies all cry probably for the same things, but experts believe that certain babies cry depending on what they need, and we should understand what they need depending on basically the way they cry.
I wish my parents anticipated everything that I want. Whoa, it worked. Thanks for helping us find stuff out.
No problem, Harrison. Enjoy your milkshake.
Speaking of milk, here's a question from Elizabeth.
Why does my baby brother drink so much milk?
I found out that babies drink so much milk because for a long time, it's the only food that they can eat. Before babies can learn to swallow regular food, milk is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But if you want to know who drinks more milk than your baby brother, it's time for... My Great Challenge! Today, my great challengers are Jaden
Hey.
and Haley.
Yay!
A baby cow drinks 2 of these every single day. But he doesn't use a bottle. A baby calf drinks milk straight from his mom. Human babies can also drink milk straight from their moms. But we also drink cow milk, and to do that, we have to get the milk out of the cow. Okay, so your challenge is to milk these cows and get as much milk as you can in 1 minute. The person with the most milk at the end of the minute will be the winner. Sound good?
Yep. Yeah.
Are you ready to milk this challenge?
Yeah.
You have 1 minute. Go! Real cows have 4 teeth. That's the nipple that the milk comes out of. But our challengers have their hands full with 2. Haley's already got the hang of it. Oh, Jaden's getting it now too. 30 seconds. Farmers milk cows twice a day. A cow can make enough milk to fill 27 cartons every day. That's more than 100 glasses. 15 seconds. I hope the loser won't cry over spilled milk. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop milking. A pretty close race here. It looks like the winner is Haley.
Yay!
Congratulations. So what was it like milking a cow?
I felt all wet because I was missing.
You were missing the bucket a lot, and what about you?
It's hard.
It's hard. What was the hardest part about the challenge?
Aiming the bucket.
The hurting of the thumbs.
Oh, your thumb started to hurt? Awesome. Well, thanks for playing My Great Challenge. And I'll never take a milkshake for granted again. Here's another question.
Why are parents so bossy?
Good question, Grayson. I checked the answer, and it turns out human parents aren't the only ones. Animal parents are bossy too, from elephants to kangaroos. Any mammal in the zoo is telling its own kids what to do. Wipe your paws, don't play with your prey. Crowd to scare the humans away. Get in a cave and go to sleep. Don't provoke the wild beasts. Animal parents are bossy too, so animal kids learn what to do. Animal parents are bossy too, so animal kids learn what to do. Yeah! It turns out the reason parents are bossy is because they have to keep us safe and teach us how to be grown-ups. I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are. They learned how to do that from their parents. I know you are, but what am I? Who learned it from their parents? Who learned it from their parents? You are, but what am I? I guess that brings us back to the question that gave birth to this show.
Why do we have families?
The big answer is... survival. Living in families helped our human ancestors survive, and helps us too. Families take care of us when we're sick, and when we're babies and can't do anything for ourselves. And we can take care of them, too. We're all better off when we take care of each other. Even if sometimes we drive each other crazy. I know you only copy me because you want to be just like me. Gross! I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I?
See you next time for more Finding Stuff Out.
See you next time for more Finding Stuff Out.
Hi, welcome to Finding Stuff Out. I'm working on a really important invention today. I'm trying to invent a new sport. I found out a Canadian named James Naismith invented basketball. When he was a kid, over 100 years ago, basketball didn't even exist. I'll bet it took him a few tries to get it right.
I'm bored. I can't play ball in the rain.
When he grew up, James was asked to invent a game that kids could play indoors.
Hey!
So he combined a bunch of ideas from other games, and the rest is basketball history. So maybe if I combine a couple of these things, I'll be able to create a sport just as popular. And your questions about sports will help me figure it out. Here's a first question from Luca.
How come in some sports we wear helmets and some we don't?
I don't know, Luca, but I'll find out the answer and lots more stuff about sports by the end of the show. Here's a question from Evan.
How many sports are there?
Good question, Evan. If I'm gonna make a new sport, I should probably make sure that it hasn't already been invented. Let's see. How many sports? Let's count them all. High-fly, squash, beach volleyball, diving, curling, taekwondo, cricket, bobsled, water polo, ping pong, bowling, luge and judo, kayaking, triathlon. Uh-oh, my head's getting warm. Trampoline, ooh, that's a lot. Archery, head getting hot. A triple play, a hole-in-one. Double headers, 10K runs, information overload. You're gonna make my head explode! You're gonna make my head explode! That always hurts. But to answer your question, Evan, the Olympics have 35 sports. Everything from dressage, which is sort of like horse ballet, to curling. And there are hundreds of other sports that aren't in the Olympics. Like in Scotland, log throwing is a sport. Some people even toe wrestle as a sport.
Prepare for total annihilation. It's an amazing feat of strength, featuring feet and the agony of defeat.
Anyway, no one really knows how many sports there are because people make up new ones all the time. What kind of sport would you invent?
Street sports.
You guys love hockey, right?
Yeah!
Awesome. Well, what if you could invent any sport you wanted, though?
Mine would be sock ice. It's you play soccer on ice.
Sock ice. Nice.
I'd probably do basketball and soccer. You have to kick the soccer ball in the basketball net.
I would pick foot. It's a mix of hockey, football, and lacrosse.
My sport would be lacrosse. You play lacrosse with a rock. Mine would be dodge a potato. It's a hot potato, but you play dodgeball with it.
If I had to invent a sport, it would probably be the sport of laughing. You guys want to play?
Yeah!
Awesome. Let's go. Anyway, the next question's from Gianluca.
Why do people brag when they win?
Why do we brag? Because we won! Yeah! Sorry, I don't mean to be rude and brag, but I found out that it's a natural thing for us to want to do. Even animals brag using what scientists call a dominance display.
Dominance display.
Our close relatives, gorillas, thump their chests to be intimidating. So do pro wrestlers. A male peacock spreads his feathers to show the girls how great he is. That's where the expression, strutting like a peacock, comes from. Social scientists say that when we brag about our favorite team, It makes us feel like we're part of a group. Sports brings all kinds of people together to cheer on their school, their city, or even their country. Hey, maybe I'll invent a sport so popular, it'll create world peace. Maybe not the kickboxing with skis idea.
Why are you not allowed to use hands in soccer?
Here, catch. Part of the fun of sports is testing our limits. We're used to catching the balls with our hands. Not getting to use your hands in soccer makes it more challenging, which makes it more fun. Hey, maybe I'll invent a type of soccer where you can only use your hands. Yay! I found out soccer isn't the only sport where you can't use your hands. An ancient Mayan ball game was probably the most challenging sport ever. They played it over 1,000 years ago on fields like this one. You had to get the ball through a hoop, like basketball, but just by kicking it and bumping it with your hip. The penalty for losing could be death. Even in sports where you can use your hands, some athletes have extra challenges, like being in a wheelchair. But they still do really well at all kinds of sports. I'm here at the Ontario Science Centre with Bavleen Carr to find out more.
Hi, Harrison. Thank you. So what we've got here are wheelchairs that can allow people to test out what it's like to race like a Paralympian in a marathon. You want to try?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. All right, Harrison, so use the wheelchair wheel to get started and the outside wheel when you've gotten up to speed.
Okay, sounds good.
We've got 50 meters to go, so you can press start whenever you're ready.
Okay, go. Ow! Oh, it's so hard. This is actually so hard. Oh, that! No! No! I'm gonna win! No! Yes!
That was good, Harrison.
How fast did I go?
Well, I think you hit 6.1 kilometers an hour.
Wow, that's pretty good, I guess.
That's really good, but not as fast as a wheelchair athlete.
No,
they go at 35 kilometers an hour.
Not even close. Anyway, speaking of fast.
How fast does a soccer ball go?
How fast can a soccer ball go, Maggie? Well, that depends if it's in a car or in a rocket ship. But seriously, I found out that a pro soccer ball player can kick a ball at 100 kilometers per hour. That's as fast as a car traveling on a highway. So I checked that out on the internet, but I was wondering if it was correct.
Well, they use a radar gun to record how fast a soccer ball goes.
Okay.
Just like the police used to record when someone's speeding.
Here, at the Science Center, they have a radar gun to measure the speed of a baseball pitch. 67, nice. A pro baseball player can pitch much faster than I can. A batter only has a quick second to guess what kind of pitch it is. Goalies in soccer and hockey also have to react fast if they want to be the best.
How do we know who's the best athlete?
Well, one of the best ways to figure that out is to compete. You know, compete against each other, but you can also keep track of the statistics and record the fastest and the strongest and use that.
So kind of like on a baseball card where they show how many hits they have or how many swings, like that?
That's a really good example. And there's people who keep track of all those things. They make a career out of it.
Right. So what kind of statistics are there?
Well, one thing is you can record who's running the fastest, right? And then you can also keep track of how fast you reacted to the sound of the gun going off. And then you can also track how fast people move their feet. So coaches keep track of those little things and help people improve.
So how can I use the statistics on me to improve my game?
Well, we've got a racing track right here. If you want it, we can try that out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Awesome.
So over here, Harrison, you can actually race against an Olympic sprinter, a cheetah, or a T-Rex.
Sweet. I think I'm gonna go with the Olympic sprinter.
All right.
So do I get a medal if I win?
I think you're gonna have to buy that at the shop.
I guess I will have to. And here's my Olympian opponent. She can run this short track in 2 seconds flat.
Yes! Whoa!
2.3 seconds. The Olympian beat me, but that was so close. If I practice and keep track of my statistics, I can only get better. Thanks for helping us find stuff out.
My pleasure.
Oh, I wonder if golf on ice could be my next sport. Ooh. Valona had a question about golf balls.
How come golf balls always have these little indents in them?
I checked the answer. Then I checked again, because I didn't believe it. The little indents are called dimples, and they help a golf ball go faster through the air. Golf balls used to be smooth, like this ping pong ball. Then golfers noticed that old dented balls went the furthest. You'd think that things go faster if they're smooth and sleek. But it turns out that when a ball flies through the air, it leaves a wake, like the wake a boat makes. What happens next is sort of like this. The air behind a smooth golf ball pulls at it, sort of like these water skiers. But when the ball is bumpy, it makes the air around it bumpy too. And the bumpy air doesn't pull on the ball as much as smooth air. The dimples not only help the ball go farther, they also help it go higher. But golf balls aren't the only things that go faster when they're bumpy. A dolphin can ripple its skin to help it swim faster through the water. Scientists are even working on a submarine with ripply skin to see if they'll go faster. Even with a bumpy golf ball, I guess I still need more practice. Here's a question from Alexander.
Why do we have to practice sports?
To help find out, please welcome my special guest, physical activity researcher, Dr. William Harvey.
Hey, Harrison.
Hey. Welcome to my show.
Thanks for having me on your show. Please call me Billy.
Sure thing, sport. So Alexander was wondering why we have to practice so much.
Well, let me show you how. You've probably seen these games at a carnival before.
Yeah.
In order to win a prize, you got to get the ball in the basket.
Right. So just like... I hate carnival games. I can never get it in. The ball just will never go in.
Well, you know why, right? This is the first time that you practice is when you throw the ball. Imagine how expensive it would be if you were practicing at a carnival game.
Yeah. So how do you get it in then?
Try another one.
Okay. Can you tell me what I'm doing wrong?
Sure. What you're supposed to try to do is lean in a little closer.
Yeah.
Right? And try to throw it easier with a little bit more of an arc so you get the ball in.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me try that. What are you doing? You broke my concentration.
Well, athletes even have to deal with distractions. Just like at a carnival game where there's bells and whistles and lights, you have to be able to concentrate. But if you say to yourself, concentrate, you may tense up and you may actually perform worse.
Wait, so am I not supposed to concentrate?
Yeah, you're supposed to concentrate, but it's not like you think. Okay, so if you think about how a tennis player gets ready for a serve, they'll bounce a ball 2 or 3 times, right?
Right.
Before they do the serve. That's called a ritual. So if they do it every time the same way, what happens is it helps them to focus their mind and their body on what they need to do.
Right, so should I try that? Okay.
Good try.
That was really close.
Good job. Yes. Try to do the same thing again.
Awesome. I guess practice really does help.
Yeah, if you do the same thing over and over again, what happens is you build automatic skill, right? Which some people call motor memory. Right. Right? So that if you, what you really need to do is not think about what you do, you actually just do the skill.
Speaking of which, here's a question from Massimo.
Why when you play sports, you need to change into a different outfit?
The Flat Earth Corner! I am Aristophanes! Here in ancient Greece, we don't change our clothes for sports. We don't wear any clothes for sports. Sure, it's a little embarrassing in gym class, but there's nothing worse than getting your toga caught in a javelin. Why would anyone want to wear clothes for sports? What? The ancient Greeks had no idea how many kinds of sports clothes we'd have today. So, Billy, is there actually a reason why we do?
Sure there is. It's important for us to know that specialized clothing can help us to keep us comfortable at the same time as helping us to learn how to train to perform better.
Right.
Okay, so if you look at this fleece jacket, in skiing it would help to keep you warm.
Right.
Right? And you'd still be able to train. Now, if you were downhill skiing and you're a competitive skier, this would be really tight against you to help cut wind resistance. Now, this set of hockey pants here, right? They're designed to be water resistant so that you don't get wet or cold.
Right. Joshua had a similar question to Massimo's.
Why when you play sports you have to wear equipment?
Yeah, my mom says I don't need all this gear. Is she wrong?
No, she's not wrong at all. Our bodies were designed for running, you know, so we could run away from big animals who are trying to eat us.
Right.
Some elite runners even run barefoot, so no equipment required.
Wow, well, when I play soccer, I have these cleats which have spikes on the bottom. So would I be better off barefoot?
No way, because we want to make sure that you don't, first of all, you don't get hurt, right?
Right.
So this helps you to stay on the ground and it prevents you from twisting or from falling.
What about these skates?
So Harrison, what happens is that you'll notice that this blade is thinner and it's smaller, a lot smaller than the bottom of your foot.
Right.
Now, if you're using just your running shoe, then it'd be different, right? Because it sticks more, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is at the bottom of the skate, when you have a sharpened skate and the ice surface, they're almost two perfect surfaces that work together.
Oh, I think I finally understand something. Trains work sort of the same way. They glide along two thin tracks so they can carry heavy loads and still go fast.
So it's similar for sports like bobsledding and skiing.
Cool, well, thanks for helping us find stuff out. Oh, and next time I go to the carnival, I'm gonna win all the prizes.
Good, we'll share.
Sounds good. Now here's a question from Caitlin.
Why does the puck go so fast in hockey after you hit it?
This is a matter for the law. Newton's law, that is. Sir Isaac Newton may look like a judge, but he was actually a scientist. About 400 years ago, he figured out 3 laws that explain how things move. To lay down the laws, I made this video for you. Law 1. An object tends to keep doing whatever it's doing until something else acts upon it. So this ball will just keep sitting there, unless... Law 2. How fast an object moves depends on how hard it's pushed and how much mass it has. A rock has a lot more mass than a foosball. It's way heavier, so it barely moves, even though the player is kicking it just as hard. Law 3. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Ow, my foot!
In other words, if you kick something really hard, your foot will feel as much push as the thing you kicked.
You could have told me that before I kicked a rock.
Pucks go fast on ice because they are hard and smooth, just like the ice. In professional hockey, they actually freeze the pucks before a game so they're even harder and don't bounce. So when a player takes a slap shot, the puck goes faster. To find out more, here's my great challenge! Today, my great challenges are Mateo and Stefano.
Yeah.
Awesome. So today we're gonna see how fast you guys can shoot a puck. Sound good?
Yeah.
The radar gun behind the net is gonna tell us how fast your shots are, okay?
Okay.
So the first shot we're gonna do is the wrist shot while standing still. Mateo, you go first. 66, that's pretty good. Okay, Stefano, you're up next. 68, nice. Looks like Stefano won this one.
Yeah.
Okay, now the last one is the slap shot, but this time you can move with it. 76, whoa. Whoa, 80. It looks like Stefano's our winner.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Remember Newton's second law? How fast an object moves depends on how hard it's pushed and how much mass it has. The puck is very light and it got hit hard, so it went fast.
The first one was a wrist shot. Those shots usually have less power in it. And the last one, I got to skate up to the puck, so I got to put more speed and power into the shot.
So how do you make a really good slap shot?
Well, it's good to put your weight into the puck and all the weight on the front foot,
right,
and follow through at the end of the shot.
Well, what I do is I transfer all my weight from my upper body down into my leg, and I take my shot and I follow through, pointing with the end of my blade where I want the puck to go.
Awesome. I found out a lot today by answering your questions, but I still haven't found out the answer to Luca's question, which kicked off the show.
How come in some sports we wear helmets and some we don't?
The big answer is... crashing! In some sports, we move really fast, like when we're on a bicycle, and in other sports, balls or pucks come whizzing at our heads really fast. So if there's a chance of collision, you'd be a dummy not to wear a helmet. I don't need a helmet, though, if I'm gonna use softballs like this. What can possibly go wrong? Something bad happens every time I ask that question. I guess I'll never find a new sport to invent, but at least I could answer your questions. Thanks for watching Finding Stuff Out. See you next time. And by then, maybe I'll have found a new sport. Underwater tennis? Nah. Oh, baseball on a skateboard. Huh. Hi, welcome to Finding Stuff Out. Today, I'm dressed up fancy because your questions have inspired me to have a big star on the show. The biggest, most famous star on Earth. Wait, did I say on Earth? I mean, the biggest star in our whole solar system. Put your hands together for the sun.
Yeah, the sun!
Yes, the sun truly is a star. But if it's so great, then how come, as Anastasia asks,
Why can't everything be solar powered?
solar is another word for sun, as in energy from the sun. The sun is very, very big compared to the planets in our solar system, including Earth, and it also has unimaginable amounts of energy. So I wonder, maybe everything could be powered by the sun. Like this solar-powered baseball cap with a fan to keep me cool, or this solar-powered bobblehead. And how about using the sun to cook food? This is a solar cooker I made. It doesn't need any electricity or flames to cook things, just sunlight. Well, that's what they say. But is it really true? Let's check back at the end of the show to see what happens to this egg. Meanwhile, you sent me a lot of other questions about the sun that need to be answered, like this one from James.
What is the sun made of?
Well, James, I checked and found out that the sun is a giant ball of super hot gas, mostly hydrogen and helium. Some of it is like what's inside of this helium balloon. But what's happening to the gases inside of the sun is incredible. Here's why. Gravity is a force that holds us onto the Earth and keeps us from being flung out into space as it spins. Without it, this would happen. The sun is huge compared to the Earth, so its gravity pulls on the Earth and all the other planets in our solar system, so they circle around the sun. The sun's gravity is so powerful, it actually squashes the hydrogen in its core, which is this part deep inside it. When that happens, it creates incredible amounts of energy as it turns the hydrogen into helium. Okay, my balloon isn't really doing that. It's not big enough to have that kind of gravity, but if I squish it enough, maybe it'll create enough pressure to have my own mini sun and power something. I'm not giving up. I'm going to bring in an expert to help me do this. She discovers galaxies, so I bet she can help me. Please welcome my special guest, astrophysicist, Dr. Tracy Webb.
Hey, Harrison.
Hey.
I brought you a picture.
Whoa, is that anybody I know?
Well, it might look familiar. It's a galaxy, very much like our own Milky Way galaxy, the one that the sun lives in.
What is a galaxy?
Well, a galaxy is a collection of usually billions or even tens of billions of stars which are held together in space by their own mutual gravity. They're kind of like an island universe within the universe itself.
Wow, billions of stars. If Tracy knows that much about space, Maybe she can help me make my own sun. Okay, so I have this balloon filled with helium and a bit of hydrogen, just like the sun. Yes, I'm gonna compress you into a sun with this. Oh, it's almost there. It's getting warm. I can feel the heat building up. Oh, now I don't have Mr. Sun or Mr. Balloon. But at least I still have you, Tracy. What went wrong?
Well, the hydrogen and the helium in the balloon doesn't actually want to be squished together. So it fights back. That's what we call pressure. And you're just not strong enough to squish all of those atoms together. But I can show you what's happening in the center of the sun using this demonstration with Play-Doh.
Okay.
We're going to pretend that these 4 yellow Play-Doh balls are hydrogen atoms. And now we're going to put 100 million elephants on top of it.
I don't have 100 million elephants.
And that's going to create the pressure, like the pressure in the core of the sun, and it's going to squish these hydrogen atoms together to form helium. And when it does that, it releases energy.
Well, I don't know where I'm going to find 100 million elephants, but I do know where to find another question.
Why is the sun a star?
Yeah, why is the sun a star?
Well, the sun is a star like every other star that we see in the sky. It just looks different because it's so much closer to us. And for a long time, we did think that it was something different, but now we know that it's not. But it's still a really important star because it's the center of our own solar system, and it is the brightest thing in the sky.
That's right, Mr. Sun. You'll always be special to us. Even if out there you're just one of millions. I mean, billions. I mean, how many stars are there?
There's over 1 billion stars in our own galaxy, and there are billions and billions of galaxies in the universe.
So would it be like how many grains of sand are in this bucket?
Nope, there's more than that.
More than this? What about the grains of sand in this whole pool here?
No, you would have to take more grains of sand than are on all of the world's beaches, and you probably still wouldn't even have enough stars.
Yeah, my parents aren't gonna let me bring more sand in here. So let's bring back the sun for another question. That's bright.
Why when you look at the sun, your eyes burn?
Yeah, why is that?
Well, unlike the stars, the sun is really close to us, so the light from the sun is still very energetic when it reaches the Earth. The stuff that damages your eyes is called ultraviolet light, and you can't see it, and you can't feel it actually burning your eyes.
So it's kind of like when I go to the beach, I put on sunscreen.
Yeah, it's the same stuff that gives you a sunburn, and you don't know that you're getting a sunburn until it's too late also.
What about during an eclipse?
During an eclipse is when the moon passes in front of the sun and blocks all the visible light, but it doesn't actually block the UV light. That can still come through to your eyes even though you can't feel it or see it.
So you should never look into the sun even during an eclipse?
Never.
Are all the sun's invisible rays dangerous?
No, not all of them. And in fact, some of the stuff that comes, some of the energy that comes from the sun can produce things that are very beautiful on Earth, like the northern lights.
Oh, I think I have some video of that. They're so beautiful. What makes them happen?
Well, you remember that I said the sun was a big ball of gas, and that gas was made up of particles of hydrogen and helium. And a lot of those particles are being blown off from the surface of the sun all the time, and we call this the solar wind. And that wind of particles goes through space and gets captured by the Earth in the North and the South Pole. And as those particles come down into our atmosphere, they collide with other particles, oxygen and nitrogen, and cause this explosion of light that we see.
The experiment.
For those of you who have never seen the Northern Lights, you can do a quick little experiment at home to see what they look like.
Awesome.
So get an adult to help you assemble all these different ingredients. You need some 2% or whole milk. You need some pretty food coloring colors.
Yeah.
And some regular dish soap.
Okay.
And what we're gonna do is we're going to pour the milk into this pie plate here.
Okay.
And then once it's settled down just a little bit, we're gonna put some green in and some red. We don't want them to mix yet, so I'm putting them separately.
Right.
And then
The
some
blue.
blue. And then I'm gonna take the dish soap and just put a little bit right in the middle.
Whoa, cool.
So you see how it makes swirls and curtains? That's exactly what the Northern Lights look like.
Cool. Thanks for helping us find stuff out. Now here's a question from James.
What would happen if someone walked on the sun?
The short answer is the worst sunburn you'll ever have in your life. And that would be a very short life if you tried to walk on the sun, because it's so hot.
Yikes! My toesies!
The sun is so hot, you wouldn't even be able to get close enough to walk on it. But if you could beam yourself up onto it, you'd be burned up in less than a second. And it's not solid anyway, so it'd be like trying to walk on a burning cloud. Scary. Which leads to a question from Kevin.
How hot is the sun?
How hot is it? Hot enough to give me a sunburn. Hot enough to melt crayons. The sun is hotter than all the candles, hotter than an oven, hotter than a furnace, hotter than my head, which is getting really hot. 150 million kilometers times all those degrees. Solar meltdown, here I come. Ah! You're gonna make my head explode. I checked and found out that the hottest thing on Earth is the lava from a volcano. It can be 1,300 degrees Celsius. That's 40 times hotter than a really hot summer day. But the surface of the sun is 6,000 degrees. That's more than 4 times hotter than a volcano. But the center of the sun is way hotter than that, 15 million degrees. That's more than 11,000 times hotter than a volcano. Luckily for us, we're just the right distance away from the sun's heat. Scientists call it the Goldilocks effect. It's kind of like this. If the Earth was further away from the sun than it is now, like where Mars is, the sun's heat wouldn't reach us and warm the Earth enough for life to exist. Aw, my porch is too cold. In fact, everything is too cold. If the Earth was closer to the sun, like where Venus is, the sun's heat would be too strong.
Huh? And now my porch is on fire! Ah! Person, get me out of here! Ah, not too hot, not too cold. Everything is just right. Except someone ate all my porridge!
Why does the sun have to come out in the day and not at night?
The Flat Earth Corner! You want to know the answer? Well, you've come to the right place. I'm Homer, the famous Greek poet from the 9th century BC. So, why does the sun come up in the morning and go away at night? Well, as anybody in ancient Greece who's read my work knows, duh, it's because the sun god Helios rides his sun chariot across the sky every morning and disappears at night. Like this. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah! This is so much fun! I told you. Nowadays, we know that the sun is the center of our solar system, and the Earth circles around it, spinning. So unless you live in the North or South Pole, the sun comes up in the morning and goes away at night, like this. The Earth, it spins around and around, so the sun comes up and the sun goes down. At night, we're turned away from the sun, but it's back again when the morning comes. At night, we're turned away from the sun, but it's back again when the morning comes. We have morning and night because the Earth is always spinning. That gave the ancient people a solar-powered way to tell the time before clocks and watches were invented. It's called a sundial. Thousands of years ago, people used it to tell the time. It works by the sun casting a shadow on it. And that's today's My Great Challenge! Today, my great challengers are Amelia and Mateo.
The awesomest.
Okay, so you're gonna be Team Ra after the Egyptian sun god.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be Team Sana after the Viking sun goddess. So your challenge today is to find out the time using the sun. Well, actually it's a flashlight, but it will represent the sun. I've made a giant sundial on the floor. The piece of a sundial that casts the shadow is called a gnomon. Each one of you will try to find 2 different times of the day at different times of the year. The one to do it in the shortest time will be the winner. And remember, in the northern hemisphere, the sun lays low in the winter and it's high in the sky in the summer. That's why there's 2 rows of numbers on my sundial. These are the summer times, and these are the winter times. So Team Ra, you're gonna be first, and Team Sana, you can go downstairs so you can't cheat. Okay, here's your sun. Your first challenge is to find 9 a.m. in January. Go. Mateo is moving the gnomon onto the square for January. Good move. He gets his shadow in the right direction, but here's the tricky part. Yep, remember you have to have the point on the number. Mateo needs to try and make his shadow shorter. He's raising his sun. Now lowering it. And there you have it. That's about how high in the sky the sun would be at 9 a.m. in January. Now let's see how Amelia does. Are you ready for the first challenge?
Yeah.
Okay, 9 a.m. in January, go. Amelia quickly puts down her shadow caster. Now she's got to get the shadow to point to 9 a.m. Close, but that's 10 o'clock. She's moving the sun over, but it's got to be at the right height in the sky. She's raising it higher in the sky now, hitting 9 o'clock. But that would be where the sun hits in the summertime. Remember, it's January. Amelia's lowering the sun a bit. There, she has it. Okay. Amelia does it in 1 minute and 22 seconds. Okay, are you ready for your second challenge?
Yes.
4 p.m. in July, go. The sun in the summer is higher in the sky. Let's see if the challengers figure it out. Mateo raises his sun. He's found the sun's position at 4 o'clock in the winter. But I asked for 4 o'clock in July.
On July.
And there you go, he's found it. Second challenge, go. Amelia rushes to make up for lost time. Oh, it looks like she learned from last time. Okay, you're getting really close. There, she has it. And she did it. Now let's see who had the fastest combined times. Okay, so Team Sana, you had a time of 1 minute and 44 seconds. Pretty good. And Team Ra, you had a time of 1 minute and 1 second. You're the winner. Woo, yeah. So, thank you for playing my great challenge. Now here's another sun question.
How do solar panels work?
Well, I know they take light and turn it into electricity, but I don't know how. So I went somewhere very cool to find out. This is Monty Gisborne, and he knows all about solar panels and how they work. And this is a solar-powered boat, and he's offered to take me on a ride. Thanks, Monty.
My pleasure, Harrison. Welcome aboard the Osprey, North America's largest solar-powered vessel.
Awesome.
Let's go.
This boat is much quieter than a gas-powered boat because its motors are electric and are powered by solar panels.
What we have here to show you is a solar panel, which is the primary source of energy that goes into this boat.
Right.
Basically, the rays from the sun strike upon the panel and excite the molecules of these crystals, which in turn creates electrons. Electrons is what electricity is made of.
Right.
The electrons start to flow through all of these cells individually. And that creates a circuit that flows through these wires, and then that energy is available for when our captain here needs to hit the throttle and make the boat go forward.
Okay. I'm getting worried, though. We've traveled far, and it's getting kind of cloudy. So if it got cloudy, like right now, would the boat just stop, or would it keep going, or how would that work?
Well, the truth is...
Uh-oh, I can feel bad news coming.
This battery pack is about 10 kilowatt hours.
Oh, good. That sounds like a lot.
That's about $1's worth of electricity.
We're doomed.
But that can run this boat for about 5 hours.
That's like a day's trip right there.
There it is.
Perfect. We've got plenty of battery power left for me to drive us back. Good thing I have my boating license. And the best thing about this boat is it doesn't pollute. Solar power ahoy! Well, this is great. Street Smarts! If you could have anything that was solar powered, what would it be?
A car and a computer. A car.
A car? Maybe like your toy car?
TV. Cars because if you use fuel or gas, it will ruin the environment.
I would do different public buildings like hospitals or schools, because then anyone in the world could use them.
Nice. And what about you?
A blender and a bathtub, because I really like both of those things.
A blender and a bathtub. Those are two of my favorite things too, but don't combine them. That's a bad idea. And that brings me back to the question that started this solar quest.
Why can't everything be solar powered?
Well, Anastasia, the big answer is... almost everything does run on solar power, indirectly at least. Plants use the sun's energy to grow. The wind that sailboats and wind generators use is made by the sun heating up the air. The rivers that run hydroelectric plants need the sun too. The sun evaporates the water, carrying it up to the sky where it cools, falls as rain or snow, then eventually flows down into the rivers again. Even the gasoline that we use to run our cars and the coal that we use to run some electrical generators were once, long ago, living plants that depended on the sun for energy. But I think you mean, why can't we get all of our power from solar panels? Well, maybe one day we can. Scientists are developing solar panels that can capture more and more of the sun's energy and convert it into electricity better than solar panels use today. Hey, that reminds me. It's time to check on my egg. Oh, that's hot. I'll use this. Oh, it worked. That's excellent. So maybe by the time we're grown-ups, our cars, schools, businesses, and homes, and everything inside them will be solar-powered by the sun. But until then, I'm gonna wear this solar-powered hat to keep cool. Ah, that's better. See you next time for more Finding Stuff Out. Hey, this banana got its energy from the sun, and now I'm eating it. So I guess I'm solar-powered too. You want a bite? Well, I guess you'd rather have your solar power direct. Solar power.
You bet.